Hello boys and girls, mums and dads. My name is Miss Christian and I'm going to explain to you your progress test report. Today we're going to look at the science report, but the information is presented in the same way in the English and the maths report. Let's look at the first data you'll receive. Clearly your child's name, the school's name, the teaching group or tutor group, and the date of the test. On this side, we have the student's age in months, and that's quite important. I'll tell you why. Firstly, on the next bit of data, we've got the number of questions they managed to attempt in the time that it took them to do the test. And out of 60 questions, this student did all 60. Next, we've got this thing called the standardised age score. What that does is it enables us to compare a child who was born on the 1st of September with a child who was born on the 31st of August a year later. That's when the school year runs from the 1st of September to the 31st of August, and you will get these two children in the same year group. So the question is it fair to compare the score of that child born on the 1st of September, who's lived almost a whole year more of life, with the child born much later on the 31st of August? So what the statisticians do, they have an algorithm, they put all the information in and they come up with a number called the standardised age score, and that enables us to compare one child to another despite their age. This child had a standardised age score of 106. That is above average. Average is 100, although 12 below and 12 above, that puts you in the average range. So anything from 88 to 112, and you're within the average band. These bands either side of the score are where the statisticians believe that on any given day, if this child was to take the test again, they would achieve a score within those limits. The overall stay-9, if we take all the scores for all the children and we put them in a big long row, and then we split them up into 9 categories, with the top end getting 9, then the next chunk getting an 8, and then a 7 and a 6, and so on, very much like we do with the GCSEs, then this tells you which band they would be in. Obviously this child is in a band 6. The national percentile ranking goes from 0 to 100. The mean is 50. So if you are above 50, you are above average. And if you're below 50, you're below average. So national percentile ranking, again compared to the UK. GCSE indicator. In old money, we'd say a C. In new money, of course, all the grades have changed now. It's a grade 5. How do they know that? Well, GL have been running these tests for many years, and over that time, they've gathered a lot of data. What they do is they track children with similar profiles to this student, and then they work out from how they achieved over the years what this child is likely to achieve, and that's how they make the predictions. So additionally, we have these extra breakdown of stay-9. So in biology, this child is a 7, chemistry a 6, physics a 5, and working scientifically a 6. What does that mean? Working scientifically is about experimental methodology. It's about understanding control variables, independent variables, reliability, and validity. If this child wanted to improve, they should work on their physics, because that is their lower score. Because this child had done a previous test, we're able to show the progress. It's more than just a baseline assessment. If your child is new to this test, this is a baseline assessment. However, we can see that this child has made much higher than expected progress, and that's great. Now we have an analysis by curriculum content category. Clearly, it speaks for itself. The number of questions for each one. is 19, the student got 84%. Nationally in the UK, the correct percentage was 67%. So this student is doing 17% better than a child in the UK. The same for chemistry, they're doing 14% better, but in physics, unfortunately, they're 6% worse than the national average in the UK. When we look at the analysis of reporting area, we can see similar information. So some of you might be thinking, well, 19 times 3 doesn't add up to 60, and there were 60 questions, where are the other 3? So some of those will have been working scientifically questions that don't necessarily fit into either of the biology, physics or chemistry categories. Then we get a description of the score and how best you can support your child's learning at home. And there's some lovely ideas within this information. These are the 5 progress categories: much lower than expected, lower than expected, expected, or higher or much higher. I hope that has been informative for you, and I hope you enjoy reading your report.